Well, you're going to provide us, Alexis Hyde, with one nugget of wisdom.
Let me bring you a nugget.
That's correct. Bring me one nugget. So tell us why you're amazing. What do you do?
What do I do? I am amazing. Just because, guys, I wear so many hats. Which isn't so amazing for me, but it's amazing for you guys because I've got a lot of experience doing different things. I am currently actively a curator, an art dealer, a project manager. I forgot until today that I also art direct, and I am very active and have been on social media for long enough that Malcolm Gladwell would consider me, very proficient. I'm a podcast co-host with yourself. And in the past, I've worked at galleries, museums. I've had my own museum. I've been a director there. I've worked at artist studios. I've worked at architectural studios. I've written. I've produced.
So you're qualified. Stop. So you're qualified.
Yeah.
We get it.
Yeah, you're good. It could have been worse, guys. I could have dropped names. I didn't. But I would love to, the nugget of wisdom I would like to impart with you guys today, which is so important, because it's so fucking active all the time. Excuse my French, am I allowed to swear? Everyone's grown up here. Is professionalism. I would love to talk about that because it's so important. Talent is important, obviously, but if you're not professional, if you're not timely, if you're not efficient in that kind of way, it's only going to get you so far, and then you're going to hit a hard wall. Because what happens in all creative industries, not just pure art, sales, or showing, is you're working with other human beings, and everybody has their own limit. Some people's tolerance for crazy and unorganized is super, super high. Mine is very high, regrettably, for my own sanity. Some people's are very understandably super low, and some people it fluctuates depending on the project. And it is, the more professional you are, the more efficient you are in communications and quick about getting back to someone that you're collaborating with, and, meeting deadlines, being ahead of deadlines, following directions, is incredible. Because again, like I said, people only have a tolerance. And I will give two anecdotal situations that are my own experiences this week, that show the good and the bad. Is that, I'll start with the bad. I had someone reach out to me on social media asking me, how do they go about getting me to look at their work? And they sent me a website, and I said, if you just want me to consider it for curatorial purposes, you've done it. I have your website. I'll look at it. And if there's something more, please email me, with a specific, requests that you'd have, so I can go over that and I can let you know. And they get back and they start asking me all of these questions. And I just told you what I needed from you. I was like, okay. I was like, no, thank you. I was like, I can't work with people at this point in my life where, or at this point in my career where they don't follow directions. And they're like, oh, you must be talking about someone else. And I'm like, no, I said, if you have more, issues, or you have more questions, email me. That's the best way. And you didn't do that. So that's, follow directions. And now I don't want to work with this person. They could have been extremely talented, but just having that initial interaction, it just turned me off, because I just know how that's going to go long term. Every time I ask them something,
that's true.
It's always going to be a fight, and I don't have time for it. Especially if I'm going to be putting on a show with deadlines, or if I'm going to be trying to put their work in front of a client and I can't promise or know that I'm going to get photos on time, or they're going to be there for a studio visit. I can't risk that for my own career. So it doesn't even necessarily have to do with you. It's just, you're dealing with other people with their own priorities. And then the good example is I have an art directing's ad right now, and I'm new. There is a graphic designer that I know who is very good. Are they the best graphic designer I know? No. And if I had more time, I could find 5 really incredible new graphic designers. But this graphic designer is communicative. They always get back to me. They respond. They always meet the deadlines that I give them. And they will also communicate when they're not available. Like, hey, I'm going out of town tomorrow through Sunday, but I can get you stuff today. And I'm like, great, because then I know, all right, I'm getting stuff today, and then I'm not going to be able to talk to them until Monday. And this is such incredible communication because I'm not in a lurch. I know what's going to happen. I know what kind of work I'm going to be getting. And
well, no one wants to guess, you know, like especially in a time like this, like you can't just like find people. You just want very clear communication. Tell me, and then meet the deadline. And
meet the deadline, and it's, you know, and even if you're going to miss the deadline for a reason, or you're going to be unavailable, if you let me know, then I know.
Yeah.
And most people are extremely accommodating because things come up with everybody.
Yes.
And a good project manager probably padded a little bit of time into it. At least that's what I do. And this also goes in terms of, like, you know, professionalism in terms of presenting your work. If you're, you know, don't send me a PDF of work that you made for a different person where you forget to take out their name. Or if you've done something for an interior designer and you've organized it by size and I've asked you for only your sculptures and it's all of your paintings, like, that's not professional. Again, don't also beat yourself up about it. If you do it, we've all done it. I have sent emails, copy and pasted, and didn't, you know, edit where I should. But it's a shitty lesson. Yeah. And I don't want you guys to have to do it, like, make my mistakes. But, you know, doing that kind of stuff, and even, like, say you reach out to somebody and they don't get back to you because you were presenting your work to somebody new. Let's say it's a cold email. If you email back 6 weeks later following up, that feels very professional. It's like, oh, this is somebody who's on top of their stuff. This is somebody who's organized. This is somebody who follows through. That is somebody I want to work with. I'm going to take another look or a first look because maybe they were just busy. But these kinds of professional signals, you know, this is what gets you to the top of the list when someone's looking for an artist or a creative. And it gets you asked back time and time and time again. And that's, you know, it's priceless behavior. It's fantastic.
Wow, that one negative is wisdom expanded into like so many, but it's so useful because it's so interesting to know that one thing. It's like, you didn't listen to me. Actually, it makes that entire decision in the future, like, it's so quick. You're just like, well, I already know that you're not going to do X, Y, Z, and therefore it's a no for me. And it's just something as simple as not listening to what it is that I've asked. And that doesn't necessarily always come off as professionalism. It's just like, oh, well, I was just wanting to go and continue on the conversation through this method. But for somebody who's actually not you, the way they're receiving it is like, well, you didn't listen to me. And on a professional to professional level is that you've disrespected what I've just asked of you. And that respectfulness of the professionalism, that's basically what you're asking for. Respect your time and respect your expertise.
Exactly. And it's just, if someone wants to have a phone call or have an email instead of a DM, respect it. If, you know, and, you know, you can also, like, it doesn't have to be like, hey, are you available tomorrow at 10? Like, if you're not, that's fine. But it's like, I'm not available. I have availability on Wednesday. And just that extra, you know,
bit of information. Yeah.
This goes a long way because it's like, you're easing the communication.
Yeah, because you're taking the initiative.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And other little things too, like if someone asks for you for 3 things and you give them 5, that looks great. If they say to be there between 10 and 2 and you get there at 10:05, that's fantastic because you're done. Don't ever, being too early is also kind of rude, but, you know, getting there earliest way. You say you're going to have something done by 5 o'clock on Wednesday and you get it to them at 3, they'll notice.
Oh, for
because
sure.
As it starts to getting it to 5, you start to get kind of like nervous.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's also professional to be like, something's come up. I'm not going to be able to meet the 5 o'clock deadline. Is 7 going to be okay? Is first thing in the morning Thursday okay? I will stay up tonight. You'll be getting it while you're asleep. Is that okay? The answer is usually yes. It's the communication. You don't want someone to have to chase you at 5:05 being like, where's the stuff? And then you're like, oh, well, they're going to remember that for later. And it's like, ugh, I'm about to hire for this job. I'm about to do this commission. I'm about to work with this client. Do I want to risk it? Because it's a risk, because then they're having to think about their career. It's not just about you, it's about every single other person you also work with.
So there you have it. Don't risk stuff. Don't make people take risks on you, but then, just know what the limitations are.
Exactly.
Thanks, Alexis Hyde.
You're welcome.